Hello, welcome to the Ask Barry V Show. I'm Barry Vanover and this is Miles Baker. Guys, we are coming to you today from actually our National Training Center for Premier Martial Arts, 12,000 square feet studio, 4 matted classrooms encased in glass. We have a full gym in our facility here. So we happen to be over here doing some work and we thought we would shoot the show from here. Also, people keep asking me, how can I ask questions? And I thought, I assumed this was clear, but a simple, easy way is to simply, when you're on Twitter or Facebook, hashtag AskBarryV and ask me the questions and I can find them from there. Another way is simply email me at ceo@barryvanover.com. And a quick way that I very often respond to immediately is on our Facebook group, Martial Arts Professionals Network. So ask to join that. I'll accept you and you can ask your questions from there. If I can answer them immediately, I will, and I will pick those questions also from that group to add to the show. You ready to get started, Mr. Baker?
Started. Let's do it. All right, so our first question for this week comes from Jimmy H. He says, I have a 30-day right to cancel on all my memberships, and now that it is summer, is getting here, people are asking to freeze their memberships or cancel until summer is over. How would you handle this?
All right, there's a bunch of comments that need to happen here. Very first thing is we don't allow people to freeze memberships. When someone buys a membership from your school, they bought a tangible product. They bought a basic martial arts course, a black belt training martial arts course, or whatever your upgrade systems are. That course has a beginning and end, a look or feel or whatever, and it costs a certain amount of money. And because they didn't pay it in full at your facility and they financed it with you, is why they have these monthly payments. Go take a semester of classes at a university or a community college. After a week or two, if you stop going to those classes, you still have to pay your tuition, right? So they don't just let you, because you're not going, freeze your tuition. Just like, and the simple analogy, which is, probably, I don't want to insult our audience or anything, but, let's say you buy a riding lawnmower and then you decide to have a cutting crew mow your grass for you and the lawnmower just sits in your garage. If you finance that or making payments on it, then you got to finish making those payments. So one, we just don't freeze payments whatsoever. Further, if the family comes and go, hey, we're going on vacation to Europe for a month and we'd like to freeze our membership over the summer, I'm like, we don't freeze memberships, but I tell you what we do need to do. When your child gets back, we need to schedule some private lessons to get them caught up so that they continue their belt testing on time. And we have a great package of classes where we can sell you, 5 private lessons should get them caught up, and that private lesson package is only $389. So not only do we do that, but we use that as an opportunity to sell them a private lesson package to make up for the time that they have missed. Now, people will go, I hear people go, well, maybe if they make the payment during the summer, we can add a couple months on to the end of the membership. You could, but there's absolutely no reason to do that. So that's up to you. So there's one thing that needed to be addressed. It's just not part of our policy to freeze memberships. Of course, we don't cancel memberships. The real big problem that I heard from Jimmy was the fact that he does a 30-day right to cancel on all of his memberships. So psychology here, I'm guessing, is either someone told you not to use memberships at a martial arts school, or they told you to give everybody an easy 30-day right to cancel because it makes it so much easier to sign people up. And that's true. It's going to be easier to sign people up, but it's going to be a lot easier to lose people also. And that screams that somebody that's using a 30-day right to cancel at any time, or no commitment memberships, you don't know how to do an introductory program. You don't know how to sell memberships to show enough value that people will commit to 6 months or 12 months or 36 months of martial arts training. So one, I would be looking into how you're selling these memberships and change that way immediately. But by offering these 30-day right to cancels, you're training your people right from the very beginning to quit. You're training them and telling them that they can quit anytime they want, and that then they will quit anytime they want. So by having them financially or contractually obligated to a period of time, it allows you, look, every student is going to have a some moments where they get unfocused, they want to stop their training or have a negative experience. For kids, a little friend could have moved into the neighborhood, and now after school, all that your student wants to do is play with that kid. So there's things that's going to happen that will easily make them quit. But because they were financially obligated or contractually obligated, they keep coming, and you get them over that quit hump, so to speak. So you're actually doing them a disservice by making it so easy for them to quit something as amazing as martial arts lessons.
And what does that say about how you value your own program?
Yeah, how do you value your program that you just let people quit, walk in and out of your school? You know, we tell people we're only here to train black belts and people that are extremely serious. So that's like when someone goes from a basic program, that basic program ends, we're confident. We look at the parents and the adult students, and basically your basic program ended. Now we're only interested in working with people that have set the goal to become a black belt. Black belt upgrade is the easiest program there is to upgrade. But hey, we're not talking about upgrading. We're talking about not letting people quit and not taking advice of not using contracts or memberships. No, we don't call them contracts. We call them memberships. But man, you have to contractually obligate people to a membership, a length of time. I just joined a gym up the street, and now it's 12-month commitment to join a Gold's Gym. So.
Very good. So our next question for this week, Steve T. asks, how do I motivate my staff to not just do more, but to go above and beyond? And how do I get them to care as much about the school as I do?
Steve, you're never going to get your staff to care as much about your school or your business as you do, because it's your business, it's your school, okay? However, we can get them to care about your business. First thing is, what you have to understand is the very first step is to find out what motivates your staff members. So when it comes to motivating your staff members, I feel like there's three things that motivate a staff member, and that's money. You got to pay them what they're worth. Everybody thinks that this is martial arts. Oh, it'd be a great job to have. I'm a martial arts instructor. After 3 weeks, it's a job, just like anything else, right? And it's a lot of hard work. So first, find out what it is really motivates them. So you got to pay them well. And I like to motivate my staff with time off. Give them some free time, because what we do, especially if they're a manager, it's a lot of hours in the week. It's a lot of work. So every now and then, give them a pat on the back, maybe with their bonus. Their bonus also includes a 3-day weekend or something, right? And then the third thing that motivates staff is whatever motivates your staff. Find out what motivates them personally. Is it that they're wanting a new car? And then if it is, help them figure out how to buy a new car. Is it buy a new home? Is it, find a girlfriend, or whatever motivates them, and try to help them obtain that, because now they know you care. So that's about first motivation. Next thing is you need to have your staff members understand how important it is that a martial arts instructor has the ability to influence and impact people's life. Think of all the jobs in the world where someone goes to work, they punch a clock, they sit down, they get up, and they leave, and they really in their life have no influence over anybody. And they can have no real impact over people's lives. A martial arts instructor has the ability to have a huge influence over a lot of people and can impact adult students' lives and children's lives through personal development, fitness, confidence, and giving these people what they want. And then the last thing that helps motivate your instructors is getting them to buy in to your vision. Owners, do you clearly know your vision for your business, your future, and your martial arts school? Okay, what is your purpose? And then getting your staff members to somewhat buy into your vision and make your purpose part of their purpose. Right? So if your purpose is to empower as many lives in martial arts as possible, getting your staff members to truly believe that they're doing the same thing. They're impacting people's lives. They're empowering people's lives. So whatever your vision is, whatever your purpose is for your school, try to get your staff members' vision and purpose of their own life in line with your life and your school. So those are some quick tips on truly motivating a staff member. So
that's really good. Yeah, the vision and purpose, because that's the foundation. When somebody comes on board, if you can't articulate that and believe that they've bought in, it's not going to work out.
You know, I do school evaluations, as of course you know, because you do school evaluations too. And we go into a school on a Thursday morning and we watch classes all Thursday and Friday, and we train staff during the day, and we get a real firsthand view of what's going on in a martial arts school. How many times we see an instructor that you can tell that they're burnt, it's over. You're not going to get any more motivation. You're not going to get anything extra out of that instructor. Now, whatever reason made that happen, they're basically coming in, punching the clock, getting a check, and leaving. And owners, when you got to start telling a staff member 2 or 3 times to do something, and they're never going above and beyond and doing anything other than what you say, and you kind of get that feeling, there's a good chance they are just showing up for a check as they're finding another job. Right? So we all know that we all had times where we kept that staff member we kept them too long, and we realized it. And once they quit, we know, you know what, I should have saw that coming. Yeah. And then it leaves you in a bad spot. It leaves you looking for an instructor.
Absolutely. All right, our next question for this week is about marketing. Juan H. asks, I've been trying to market on Facebook. Do you have any good tips?
Oh, man.
Now, where do you start?
Yeah, where do we start? There's so many tips. Facebook is the place to market martial arts because most of your adults are there and all your moms are there, right? You do need to go over into Instagram for the 16 to 30-year-old females probably at this point, but still, Facebook is a great place to market. And parts of it is easy and parts of it's very complicated to get the marketing down right. But a couple tips that maybe most people don't realize would be, for example, don't boost a post from your page. Don't boost it and pay from it for your page, because Facebook looks at that and goes, hey, they made this post on their page and they're going to pay to boost it. So we're going to wipe out all their organic reach, and we're not going to allow this to go for free to their members, in which if it doesn't go to their members and followers on their page, the followers can't share it, so you don't get that viral marketing as well. So if you've got an advertisement or something you're promoting that you want to put on your main page, go ahead and put it on the page. That way it goes to your followers, you get the organic and some of the viral marketing. Then go to your ad manager and create a post or an ad of the same thing and promote it and pay for it to be promoted there. Then you're getting both. You're getting the paid promotion as well as the organic and the viral promotions and marketing of that post as well. Another tip is people don't spend enough money. You need to spend, I would start every ad with $20 a day. You could always adjust it or stop it whenever you want, but I think $20 a day is where you're going to start seeing the biggest bang for your buck and the biggest response. Another one is don't pick a timeline for it to end automatically. Go in and have it run continuously and turn it on and off as you want. So maybe it's a holiday weekend and you don't think a lot of people are going to be on the internet or on social media. You can turn it off for 3 days and then turn it right back on. And and that way you don't have to recreate the same thing, because if you pick a timeline and it ends, now you got to redo the entire post, or I guess you could copy it. But so what we found through our experience and the people that we work with, the best way is to spend $20 and let it run continuously, kind of turn it on and off. Now, another tip for your Facebook marketing is to check out our online igniter. You can check that out at maonlineigniter.com. We started this program at $57. Now we moved it up to $67. We're going to be moving it up to $97 soon, but you can get in right now at $67. We give you tons of Facebook and social media marketing tips. We provide you post pics. We provide you content. We provide you ads. An example of that is in the online igniter. We just had all of our clients do a women's self-defense workshop. We provided the photographs, we provided the text and copy, we provided the how-tos and how to set the seminars up. We have the curriculum of how to teach the seminar, but that's not part of the Online Igniter program. And we at one of my schools are doing this, and I've got 104 women pre-registered, and that will happen on May the 21st. We had over 60 kids pre-register from Facebook, their families, for our KidSafe program a few weeks ago before school ran out. Eric Arriaga is a client of ours, and I just happened to talk to him yesterday. He has 107 or something women pre-registered for his this weekend, the 14th. So it's getting massive results. Now, what you do when they get there, how you choose to try to convert them to members, that's something else, and that's not part of this conversation. So, but we can help you if you want to contact us.
Online Igniter. No
Online
brainer.
Igniter, MA, onlineigniter.com. Go to the website, check it out. Right now you can get it for $67. See if it makes sense for you. Okay, that's enough
All right,
promotions
last
on this
question
one.
for this week is Karen S. asks, as we move into summer, I'm concerned with my classes as they seem to be a little flat lately. I've spoken to my instructors about picking up the energy, but it hasn't seemed to help. Any advice?
Wow. So Karen, I'm going to give you, let's give Karen a couple concrete things.
Classroom floor
I actually wasn't
energy.
listening to you.
Well, classroom floor energy is slacking, and
Okay.
we're moving into summer, so we all know attendance seems to drop. In
You know what I was
summertime.
thinking about?
What's that?
I was thinking about how hard I plugged in my online Igniter
Yeah.
and that this show is not about plugging stuff.
It's okay.
So I feel
it's
bad.
Really cheap. I've been begging you to raise the price.
I know, but I feel bad, so that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, oh man, I shouldn't have plugged that so hard. But anyway, you guys forgive me, right? I'm sitting here working for you, answering your questions. But anyway, so I
Karen
wasn't paying
asks,
attention.
She's concerned about the summer. She says, I am concerned with my classes as they seem a little flat lately. I have spoken to my instructors about picking up the energy, but it hasn't seemed to help. Any advice? So flat energy on the classroom floor.
All right, so let's do this. Let's give her some concrete things that she could go to today.
Okay.
All right, I'll start. You do one,
Okay.
and then we'll go big picture
Okay.
on her. Okay. So one is simply I like to talk about classroom drills for skills. I like to create drills that we put to music. The drill operates. The kids are practicing techniques. It's disguising repetition. They don't realize that all they're doing is a sidekick maybe in the drill. But the way it's designed, it's fun, it's high energy, it's to music, and they're getting a lot of practice, and it's a definite high peak. If all you do is bow the class in and you work curriculum, it can get kind of boring, right? So you got to be able to switch things up, and good drill for skills are a great way to add excitement to your classes. All right, you do one.
Music. We're always talking about music in our schools and updating our music. So there's two things. One is some people don't use music, or they're not sure how to use it correctly, right? So when to turn it up, when to turn it down, when to stop it, when the
Well,
instructor
tell them
talk.
so they know.
Anytime you have music, you want to make sure that you can control the music, the volume, the stop and play from any part of the room. So you don't want to run over to the corner if you need to stop and play. So you can do that with all sorts of devices, super cheap. And then anytime the instructor's talking, you need to cut the music, right? When a drill's happening, a drill for skill, kids are warming up, crank that music up. It evokes emotion, right?
Right.
And then you may have it low in the background at times. So sometimes people get confused. They may have the music blasting the whole 45 minutes, 60 minutes of class. They're not sure of the peaks and valleys, right? So that's important. And then update your music. Make sure that
Absolutely.
it's relevant to the kids. So
What does the kids want to listen to?
yeah, what do they know, right? The things that they hear in their mom's car, of course you got to keep it kid friendly, and you can go find top 40 hits that are kid friendly, right? Without the different subject matters and different words in there.
Right.
So yeah, keep it current.
1989 Jock Jams is
Right.
probably
Fun
not,
for us, but not so
right.
much for our little champions, perhaps.
Right,
Yeah.
and you did say not to use music when you're speaking, right?
Speaking, right?
When you're giving instruction,
Math chats,
you don't use
yeah.
music at all. But
Yeah.
during a drill where there's lots of repetition happening, is a great time to use high energy music or during your warm ups.
Yep.
What was I going to add to that? There was something. Because you said all kinds of devices. I know there's people going to go, well, what device do you guys use? We simply, what did we use? We use.
There's still like universal iPod docks.
Oh,
You
we
put
use
your
that.
iPhone in,
Yeah.
and it's the same remote as your Apple TV.
We use either an old iPhones
iPhone,
or
yeah.
we use old iPods,
Yeah.
and we have the
Of
dock,
course,
and
we
then
use Spotify so the martial arts schools can share playlist, so that's helpful. So you have a kids playlist, maybe a certain age group playlist, and so on.
Right.
That's helpful, yeah.
or an Apple. If you're doing like Apple TV
Yeah,
or something,
yeah.
you could use iTunes or something like that as well. So cool. All right.
That's it for this
That's
week.
it?
Yep.
All right, guys. So, let's give Karen big picture stuff.
Yes.
Karen, when you're wanting your classes to be high energy, the problem is you don't have a classroom problem as much as you have an instructor problem, right? So one, I feel like you got to take your instructors through a massive training, and the opportunity to do that is coming up in Las Vegas, June the 5th through the 8th. July 5th through the 8th. I'll be teaching an instructor performance college. Nothing about curriculum, classroom floor. It's your instructors come back with a manual of action steps and techniques to make your class exciting. So first get real training for your instructors, and then keep training your instructors. You should have instructor training. You might have staff meetings 2 or 3 times a week, but part of that should be meeting with your instructors, talking about the students, talking about the classes, talking about the classroom floor, repeating and going over all of this instructor college information. Okay, because it's so important to keep it in their mind. You might have sent a guy to an instructor training a long time ago, or you might think they know all these things, but they get in a routine, in a rut, and they tend to do the same thing because they're doing it so much, and they forget all of that cool, exciting stuff and anchors and things like that. Yeah. So that would be big picture stuff to ensure that you fix this problem. We gave you a couple tips, but big picture stuff. All right, guys. That is it. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to ask your questions, and we'll see you next time.